Here I am again. Today we're talking about the flying geese unit within the sampler quilt. So a little bit different to the others that we've done, but really simple. I know you can be doing these in any order, so some of you might not have started. This might be your first one or whatever. So I'll go nice and slowly so that you can take it all in, hopefully. So this is what we've got here on the table, is one flying geese unit. You need one rectangle and two squares. You'll see from the pattern which fabric I've put with which, but once you get into it, like, flying geese are a really useful tool to fill in a bit of space and make it, you know, interesting. You can do them big, small, anything. So once you crack this, you'll be making millions maybe. So pick up, so the first thing we do, sorry, I nearly forgot this bit, is you draw a diagonal line across the wrong side of the squares, corner to corner, with something that's going to come out. I do mind so that you can see them, so, but you've got to see them yourself when you're sewing. So diagonal line, so I put them down like that, but they could just like this. So I'll go through them all, do my lines first. Take the piece, pictures on the pattern so you can't go wrong, place it on the, just by habit I do the left hand side first, I don't know why. And so put my square on top of my rectangle like that. If you need to put a pin in, put one in. I'll just pick it up and sew it. But if you're going to put it in, don't put it across the line. You could put it on this side. If I was going to put one in, I'd put it there, just to hold it all in shape, because you need it nice and square all the way round what we're doing. Then you pick it up and you take it to your sewing machine. Put it under your foot. Now the big difference with this is you're going to stitch on the line that you've drawn, which is unusual. So for that reason, you don't want to make your line too fat. Like if you use it like a big, I don't know, washout pencil that's got a big chunky bit. If this is wider, like to there, you've got to guess where the middle is. So fine is what you want to do when you're marking anything, really. So I'm just going to stitch on the line, okay, on the line, nice and calmly. This is nice slow sewing for me, but it is, you know, really anybody watching these, it's a good recap if you're not sure, or absolute beginner. Hopefully we've got everything covered. So we've stitched on the line, we take it back to our cutting mat, or we can use scissors, as I've said before, and you're going to cut off this outside edge here. So if you're not sure, think, if I cut that off, I need to press that out, and what that's doing is filling this space. So, you know, that's how, if you're not sure, think, how does it have to look? Look at the pattern, and there it goes. So I'm going to cut that off. I'm using a 1/4 inch seam, which, if you get into the habit of doing that at the start of your patchwork journey, you'll always do it. If it wasn't accurate, it doesn't matter, because it's always going to be on the inside of the quilt. Take it to your iron, and we're going to press it away from us like so. Like that, away from us. I probably said in the other videos, I don't know if I have, a nice little ironing pad like this is great. This is how I work, one step to the next, and you need to just press it into place. None of this press ironing, press away from you like that. Having a bit of a steam going on. Back to me, back to my mat. Put this down, and your square goes on the same way, and it will overlap in the middle. So that's the first thing to be aware of. Don't think it's got to stop here, right? It's going to overlap what you've stitched. That's fine. Pin if you want to. Pick it up, back to your sewing machine, and on the line again. Just notice there's not much thread in my bobbin, which isn't a good thing. Same repeated process, like so. Cut that off, or with scissors if you haven't got rotary cutting equipment. Back to the iron and press. Again, away from you, like so, and press away. Beautiful. Yours looks like that. Happy days. Right. Now the important thing to remember here is that this is your flying geese. This is one flying geese unit, and there to there should measure 1/4 of an inch, because that's where you're going to join it to something else. So don't think, oh, this little pointy bit should be at the top. It shouldn't. It should be there. Should we risk a measurement in case mine's not quite 1/4 of an inch? Oh well, there you go. Mine's just smarty pants exactly correct. So I'm looking here from the point to the edge. Can you see that all right? Yeah. From the point to the edge is my 1/4 of an inch, so it's perfect. If it's not, you know, don't worry too much. It's your first quilt for some people, so just, that's fine. But you'll see when you sew them together what's going to happen. So now what we've got, you repeat that. We need 4 that look like this. Here's some I made earlier. 4 that look like this. But you can swap them about if you want. Don't worry too much about direction. This is, you know, you're going to twist patchwork. You're twisting everything round. These happen to have directional and writing that's directional. You'll never, unless you're a genius, and I'm not, get them all facing the same way. So now you can put them together how you like, and they've got to measure 12.5 inches square. So you think, oh, these are just little rectangles. What they're going to do? So let's say we do this. So put 4 in a row, like so, and stitch them together. So you could do that, and then you'd stitch 4 more. You could turn them round like this. I'll just move on my gear. And you could have 2 rows of geese. One coming this way, one going that way. Nice enough, you might think, or I think, oh, I don't know about that. Maybe you could turn some round to like this and like this. And then I would move these over here, and they could go like that. Right, this is nothing to do with me or the design. This is up to you. Right, do you like that? Do you like that, Sarah, or not?
I do.
Oh, you do? Okay. So what I would do if I'm leaving it like that, I'd sew them into pairs. Then I'd sew my pair into 2, and then I would sew all 4 together. Now, you don't have to do that. You can do, what else should I do? Well, you can do what you like. You could mix them up. You could go 1 and 1. So let's say we went that way. You could go 1 of each like that. And then you could go 1 of each like that. I don't like that as much.
No.
No, good. Okay. So I'm going to go with this option. Oh, no. But you could, like, if you, depends what you're looking to do, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So they're quite versatile, flying geese. Or you could just go 2 and 2, but I think I'm going to go back to where I was when I started. So that'll go there, that'll go there, that'll go there, that'll go there. So up, across, or up, across. Oh, don't know. If you're in doubt, squint at it, because that's what you're supposed to do. Just give it a little squint and think, oh, I don't mind that. So let's say I'm going to stick with that. Now I've got to take a photograph, as you know, because we're doing that as we go along. So, but it's entirely up to you. You can put them any way you like. So let's get my little photograph in, which you don't have to do, but you see, and when you look through it through the camera, I also think, yeah, it's nice now. I like it like that. That will do me. So what you do then is you join them into pairs. So we're going to, I'll start here. Flip this over. Don't pick them all up. Flip this over, put them into a position with each other, trim off your ears as we've gone along, and stitch across here. So your 1/4 inch seam that you might be might have perfected by now, or you might not. Take it to the iron and press, and when you look at it, think, oh, which way does it want to go? And it will want to come towards me, and I'll show you why. Because you can see it's already doing that, isn't it, here? So you're going to have some little, you know, you've got to squash something, but if you squash that way, you've got to squash 2 points. If you squash this way, you've got to squash 1 point. So it's up to you. Depends, you know, what floats your boat, which way you want to go. And away we go. So I get it into position, then I'd reposition myself, and I don't like doing this sitting down. So we've got, look at that little beautiful thing. Okay. Back to my iron, it's going back down there. So that's all you do. You join them into pairs, which is a straight line. You join the pairs together, then you join them into 4, like we've done with the other blocks. So I'm not going to waste your time just watching me sew together. But what I wouldn't do, I wouldn't put this on here now, like that. Because, just because the more you get advanced with block patchwork, you need to get them into blocks first. It wouldn't matter if you did, if you got carried away and whipped on. But you have to get used to making things into blocks, from triangles and squares to blocks to blocks to blocks to blocks. So I wouldn't ever put that on there and then put that on, although it will still work, but that just needs your brain to get into working like that. So you'll see the completed block picture on your pattern, and then you've got one more done. So that's great. Anything else, Sarah?
I don't think so.
Okie dokie. So we'll put this one away, and then I'll see you next time. Bye.